Imagine a world where Deku's friends turn their backs on him, and he's forced to start over in Class B. In today's video, we dive into a dark twist on his journey. What happens when everything changes? Let's find out. After leaving the dining room, I searched for Ida-san throughout the building but couldn't find him. As I passed by Uraka-chan's room, I saw the door half open and the light on, so I decided to go over and ask about Ida. When I peeked through the door, I saw the worst thing in my life. I saw the one I considered my best friend and my girlfriend kissing. I couldn't stand the scene and tears started to flow from my eyes, but I had to keep quiet so as not to attract attention. I narrate. Meanwhile, in the living room, the girls from both classes gathered at a point in the common room to talk among themselves. Ashito, well, do you have someone in your sights? Tsuyu, what do you mean, Mina-chan? Ashito, I mean, do you like someone? After that clarification from Ashito, all the girls blushed without exception. Yaoyorozu, well, I like Todoroki. Tsuyu, I'm a little interested in Tokoyami-kun. Hagakure, oh, Jiro and I started dating a few weeks ago. Jiro Kaminari whispering. Ashito, what did you say? Jiro, I said I like that idiot Kaminari, any problem? Ashito, no problem, fearfully, well, I'm really attracted to Kirishima and he's asked me out for the weekend. Kendo, good for you, Mina-san. Ashito, and you? Pointing at the girls from Class B. Kendo, I don't like any of the boys in my class, I consider them more like my little brothers. Kodai, I have the same opinion as Itsuka, but I consider them companions and friends, but not brothers. Ibara, I prefer to stay on the right path and not be guided by those kinds of feelings, besides, I'm not attracted to any of my kind. Komori, I think my mushrooms are prettier than those in my class. Yanagi, I prefer not to talk about my tastes, but honestly I don't have any affection beyond friends towards my classmates. Pony, I don't like any of my class. Setsuna, although I think Tetsu, Monoma and others have some appeal, I don't like any of them because I already have someone. All, who? Setsuna, calm down, relax. Well, we don't exactly have a romantic relationship, and we haven't seen each other since we were 10, but he's the only person who's ever given me a feeling of love toward him. So I'm hoping to see him again so I can tell him how I feel. Returning with Izuku. We see Izuku crying and witnessing an act of betrayal from his girlfriend and best friend. When the situation seemed not to get worse, something happened that broke the camel's back. Uraka, 2-kun kisses much better than Midoriya. Ida, thanks, Ochako-chan. But how long will you stay with him? I'm running out of patience, especially when he calls you his girlfriend. I want you to be mine. Uraka, don't worry, I'll finish him off somehow, I'm just waiting for the right moment. Ida, I have an idea to finish him off and make him keep the bad reputation instead of us. Midoriya walked away shedding torrents of tears without listening to Ida's part of the plan and headed towards his room, not without first saying goodbye to the rest of the class in Class B, in addition to sending a message to Ida's cell phone about what Yaoyorozu told him. Day after. Izuku, after resting and relaxing a little due to the event witnessed the day before, decided to go train since he had that day free. 10:30 p.m. After doing a few exercises and laps around the school, Izuku stopped to take a break. Izuku, if I keep training this hard, I'll improve my control with One for All, I just hope I don't go bald or something. In another universe. Saitama, Achuuu. I think someone's talking about me. Back. Izuku, well, I think it will distract me for a while from yesterday's problem. At that, the green-haired man became noticeably melancholic and depressed. Izuku, damn, because I had to remember that. Although I don't blame Uraka for preferring to be with someone else than me. I mean, who would want to be with someone as scared and pathetic as me? Because of that small memory, our protagonist began to shed tears. But what he didn't know was that someone was watching him. Ibara, good heavens, Midoriya-san, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? Izuku, ah. Izuku, you are Shiozaki-san, right? Ibara, yes, that's me, but I prefer to be called Ibara. But back to my question, why were you crying? Izuku, oh I see, then excuse me Ibara-san. The reason why I was crying is because I had a bad memory, nothing more. Ibara, sure? Izuku, yes, no problem. Ibara, okay, I'll leave you alone. I'm leaving. See you later, Mito. Izuku-san. Izuku, huh? Ibara, if you call me by my name then I'll call you by yours. Izuku, well, I'll continue with my exercises, see you Ibara-san. Ibara, goodbye Izuku-san. Izuku continued his exercises after Ibara left. He did this until noon. After finishing his exercises he headed to the rooms of Class A. Entering the common room he saw no one except Ida, as he approached him at high speed. Ida, Midoriya-kun, I need you to fight me. It's for training. Izuku didn't hold a grudge against Ida, but rather asked him to keep his girlfriend happy for him. He thought he was a bad boyfriend, and because of that, Uraka decided to seek happiness elsewhere. Poor broccoli, so innocent and kind. Izuku, I would like Ida-kun, but I don't want to get in trouble for fighting with you. Ida, calm down, I asked the sensei and the director for permission and they accepted. Izuku, well then wait for me to rest for a while. Ida, perfect, I'll see you at the gym in an hour. Izuku, okay, see you then. As soon as the green-haired boy left the place, Uraka appeared and began to kiss Ida. The kiss lasted a few seconds because Uraka started talking. Uraka, she's already fallen right into the trap. Ida, yes, he is very stupid and manipulable. Uraka, but what I don't like is that useless guy damaging your beautiful face Ikun. Ida, calm down, Ochako-chan. After this, there will be no more obstacles for us and that idiot Midoriya will get all the blame. Uraka, that's why I love you. Ida, me too. They started hugging and then kissed. 1 hour later, UA gym. In the gym, both Izuku and Ida took their respective places. Ida, by the way, Ashawa-sensei said to give it our all without holding back. Izuku, sure? I don't want anyone to get hurt. Ida, sensei said it, not me. Izuku, well, what can you do? At that Izuku activated 5% of One for All and launched himself against the speedster. Ida responded with an attempted kick that was dodged by the green-haired man. The fight was even for both of them. It was mostly minor blows, dodging, and the occasional direct hit. But everything changed when Ida started talking. Ida, I told you not to hold back. Izuku, even if sensei says so, I don't intend to hurt a partner, especially if it's training or worse. A friend. Ida, if you have that mentality. No wonder Ochako-chan prefers to be with me than with a weakling like you. Izuku, what did you say? Ida, are you deaf or something? Izuku, what did you say about Uraka? Izuku couldn't hold back his anger and activated full cowling at 30% to start attacking Ida mercilessly. The battle, from being even, turned into a massacre for Ida by the enraged green-haired man. It was only blows and blows for Ida. When Ida fainted due to the blows, Izuku calmed down and worried about what he caused to his partner, but the worst happened. Uraka and Ashawa appeared, and in an instant Uraka jumped to hug Ida and started yelling at Izuku. Uraka, how could you do something like that to Ikun? Izuku, sorry Uraka, but we were in a fight. Uraka, but still, you should have held back. You're his partner. Izuku, but he gave me. Uraka, shut up. Look at how you left it. You're something. Izuku. Uraka, we're done. Ashawa, Midoriya, come with me to see the principal. Uraka takes Ida to the infirmary. Director's office. Nezu, Midoriya, explain why you did that to your partner? Izuku, I already said it director, we were fighting and he told me not to hold back. Ashawa, with whose permission? Izuku, he told me he asked you for permission and I accepted. Ashawa, I find it hard to believe that the class president would tell a lie like that. Izuku, what do you mean? Ashawa, I never gave anyone permission to fight. Also, Uraka mentioned that you forced Ida to fight. Nezu, I think the cards are against you young Midoriya, but due to your good attitude as a student I will not expel you but rather transfer you to Class B because we do not have enough confidence in you for you to continue within Class A. Izuku was devastated by the news, but at the same time he was grateful that he wasn't expelled. Nezu, since we're about 2 months away from the end of the year, we'll keep you in Class A until the end of this year. After that, we'll transfer you to another class, understood? Izuku, hi. Izuku left the office and walked to the dorms to rest due to the overload of events that occurred during the day. On the way to the dorms Izuku runs into Class B, as they were heading to their own dorms. Monoma, boy, are you a Class A bastard? What do you want? To humiliate us by losing to you? Or perhaps I didn't finish due to a blow to the neck from Kendo. Kendo, I'm sorry Midoriya-san for Monoma's behavior. Izuku, don't worry, Kendo-san. But it's best if he gets used to me. After all, we'll be classmates in second year. Everyone except Monoma, what he? Izuku, yes. Due to an incident, I will be transferred to another class starting in the second year. Kendo, what a surprise, but how did it happen? Izuku, I'd rather not talk about it. Kendo, sorry to bother you. Izuku, don't worry. Tetsu, great, with Midoriya with us we will surely improve as a class. Izuku, I hope to help you in any way I can. Well, I'm leaving, bye. Class B, see you later. Class A dormitories. Upon arriving at the dorms he was greeted by a dirty look from everyone except Kirishima, Bakugo, and Todoroki. They also said things like, what a disappointment, I didn't expect that from you, or you should have restrained yourself, look how you left the president. What happened was that a certain person called Uraka, told her companions what happened, skipping the parts that favored the green-haired man. Approaching Kirishima, Bakugo, and Todoroki, they led him to the kitchen to talk. Todoroki, well, we're alone now. Kiri/all/Baku, strip. Sorry, take two. Kiri/all/Baku, what really happened to Midoriya/Deku? At that the green-haired boy, trusting the few friends he had left in Class A, decided to explain what really happened. It should be noted that the three were enraged with Ida and Uraka. Kirishima, what Ida did was not manly. Todoroki, hi, they also put everything against you Midoriya. Bakugo, damn 4 eyes and round face, I swear if you tell a lie like that again I'll kill you shiny. Izuku, thanks for believing me guys. After that talk, the 2 months flew by. During these 2 months, Class A, except for Kirishima, Bakugo, and Todoroki, were more distant and severe with the green-haired boy. But what killed him was that Ida and Uraka formalized their relationship in front of the entire class, making some grimaces of hatred come from the green-haired boy's friends and some of happiness from the rest of the class. While Izuku only showed a face of indifference and melancholy. Also during that time Izuku became closer with Class B. To the point that Monoma already called him by his last name and not by insults. During the holidays, Izuku went to train with Gran Torino to improve his control of his quirk. This proved to be a hell with many rewards, as the green-haired man improved his control to 45% of one for all. At the end of the holidays, the students returned to the facilities one day before classes started to tidy their rooms. But with the green-haired boy it was different, because while he was heading to the dormitories of Class 2B, he was intercepted by his friends. Kirishima, hey Midoriya, take care in Tetsu's class, remember to see us from time to time. Izuku, of course Kirishima-kun, thank you for coming to say goodbye. Todoroki, Midoriya, get stronger so we can face each other again. I say it strangely smiling. Izuku, of course, Todoroki-kun. I'll get stronger so I can achieve my dream. Bakugo, Deku Temi, shiny. Don't get weak by changing classes, did you hear me? Izuku, of course not Kachan, I will become more powerful than now and I will challenge you to prove it. Bakugo, even with all your training, you won't be able to surpass me, you bastard. Izuku, ha 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 ha. After finishing that farewell, the green-haired man continued on his way to his new class and a new stage in his career as a hero. Upon arriving at the other class's dormitories, Izuku was greeted by the entire Class B, which was very nice with his arrival, even Monoma was friendly with our broccoli with legs. Ibara, Izuku-kun, I'm glad you're here. I prayed to God that this day would come quickly so I could be with my friend. She said, very happy about her friend's arrival. Thanks Ibara-chan, thanked his best friend. Tetsu, Midoriya, with you in our class we will improve incredibly, he said very animatedly and moving. Kendo, calm down, Tetsu. As class president, I officially welcome you to Class B. Izuku, thank you Kendo-san, I appreciate you and everyone welcoming me. Setsuna, you're welcome. Shishida, no problem Midoriya. Monoma, it's good that you're not in that class of show-offs anymore, Midoriya. Izuku, hey, thanks everyone. At that, all the members of the class went to tidy their rooms. But you might be wondering why Class B is so friendly with Izuku, well. Flashback. A week after Izuku's punishment was given, Class A distanced itself from him due to the lies told by Uraka, with the exception of the green-haired boy's 3 friends. This caused the gossip that Izuku hit his classmate Ida for no reason to spread quickly throughout UA because of certain people, class girls, a cough. But this didn't matter to the green-haired man, since he said he was going to regain that trust based on his own effort and merits. The only people who cared about his opinion were two groups, Eri and Mirio, and his future class, especially his new friend Ibara. In Eri's case it was as follows. Mirio took Eri to Midoriya because she became fond of broccoli, to the point of calling it Otosan. Upon arriving with Izuku, Eri's reaction was instantaneous. "Eri, Otosan," she said very excitedly. "Izuku, how are you, Eri-chan?" "Eri, fine, but why are you saying bad things about Otosan?" "Izuku, now how do I explain it to Eri?" the green-haired man thought. "Izuku, well, what happens, Eri, is that there was a small fight with a classmate and let's say it didn't go so well, and that's why they told me to hold back next time and they scolded me for that," Izuku explained. "Eri, okay Otosan." Mirio, well. "Eri, we have to go, see you Midoriya." "Eri, she said a little sadly, since, see you Otosan," she said hugging the green-haired boy. "Izuku, see you Eri-chan," returning the hug. As they separated, Mirio approached Izuku and whispered in his ear. "Mirio, calm down, Todoroki-san and Bakugo-san explained everything to me." "Izuku, thank you." After that Mirio and Eri walked away from the green-haired boy. But in the case of Class B it was more curious. Kirishima had told Tetsu about the truth of Izuku's matter, and he did not hesitate to tell it to his class. "Kendo, sure? I don't think Ida-san has done anything like that." Tetsu, of course, my brother Kirishima told me and it's about Midoriya, he is one of the few in Class A who respects us and considers us as good as Class A. Ibara, I believe what Tetsu says, Izuku-san is not a bad person. In the little I've known him, I've realized that he's a very good friend and he would never do something like that to a classmate. Yanagi, Izuku-san? It's rare that you call someone by their name, even among us. Monoma, yes, she's right. Could it be that she feels an attraction toward that bastard? He said in a mischievous voice. Ibara, he's not a bastard. I almost screamed, blushing in the process. Kendo, Midoriya-san is a kind person with everyone and I think that what his class says is false. After all, he has never considered us inferior for being from another class, rather he considers us as equals. He would never hurt a classmate for no reason, especially if, from the information they gave us, it was training. After that conversation, those in Class B supported their future partner regarding his problem. As the weeks passed, Izuku grew closer to Class B, without leaving aside his only friends left in Class A, Kirishima, Bakugo, and Todoroki. His relationship with Ibara improved noticeably, they were even best friends now. But Monoma still didn't stop believing that Izuku was just another Class A jerk. But that opinion would change due to an event involving the blonde and the green-haired man. After the first month after Izuku's punishment, Ashawa-sensei entered the classroom to give two pieces of news. "Ashawa, listen guys, I have two important news to tell you," he said, and everyone paid attention. The first is that due to a certain incident caused by Midoriya, he will be transferred to another class starting from the second year. Also, Shinso will be transferred to this classroom. When the news broke, most of Class A became happy and sad at the same time. Happy, since Midoriya would be punished for what he did to their president, despite being innocent, but sad because a great classmate would be changing classes. Ashawa, the second is that with the end of the year so close, the director decided to do a hero duo mission to promote camaraderie and bring them closer to the work of a professional. All, yes. Ashawa, silence. He shouted in a voice from beyond the grave. After that the room became calm and silent. Ashawa, but they'll do it with someone from Class B to improve coexistence between the classes. Most of Class A was disappointed because they wanted to make their teams among themselves, except for Midoriya who believed that it would be a good opportunity to get along better with his future class. Ashawa, also, in the professional world you never know who you'll have to work with. Ida, as I should expect from UA, always preparing for the future, said the four-eyed. Ashawa, well now I'll say the teams. Monoma and Midoriya. Tetsu and Todoroki. Bakugo and Shiozaki. Kirishima and Shishida. Yaoyorozu and Setsuna. And so it continued with the rest of the teams for a few minutes. But the important thing lies in the thoughts of our protagonist. Izuku, I hope I can get along with Monoma-kun, the green-haired boy thought. After a week, we can see the students of Class A and B. Vlad King, I'll call him Vlad, your attention students, said the teacher of Class B. Everyone looked at him attentively. Vlad, thank you. Now I'll tell you your missions. When I mention the teams, come forward. Everyone nodded. Vlas, Monoma and Midoriya passed forward. Their mission is to serve as guards for an event in Tokyo. Monoma, hi sensei, I'll show this bastard from the class that I can be better than him in his class. Izuku, and I will show you what I am capable of, in addition to earning your friendship.
Monoma, ha 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 ha.
Of course, and I'll prove that you're just a conceited bastard. After this conversation they headed to the capital via the bullet train, and on the way they began to talk to each other, although Monoma was forced to do so. Monoma, and tell me, bastard, what do you think of me? Izuku, huh? Monoma, what do you think of me? Izuku, well, I think you're an interesting person. You have a very curious quirk and in my opinion powerful since the possibilities in combat are endless, but limited due to the need for a partner to be able to get the most out of your abilities and also, he was interrupted by Monoma. Monoma, my quirk is interesting and powerful you say. Izuku, yeah, that's what I say. Monoma, because of my quirk, my elementary school classmates used to call me a quirk stealer or copycat. Whenever I achieved something through my own merits, they would slander me by saying that I must have used someone else's quirk and that I didn't deserve to be honored for doing so. Monoma, but when I entered UA, I decided to create a new account so I could improve through my own efforts. However, seeing the arrogant behavior of your class, I couldn't help but hold a grudge because of what had happened to me. For that reason, I hated all of your members, even though I didn't even know them. Monoma, sighs in defeat, that's what I thought. But seeing how you respect us, consider us and believe us to be equal and sometimes even stronger than Class A. Honestly, I don't know what to say about you anymore. Besides, you're still kind despite having been punished by being expelled from your class for something you didn't do. You're weird. But somehow I like you as a future classmate. Izuku was perplexed by what Monoma had said and could only utter one word. Izuku, thank you. Monoma, huh? Izuku, thank you for accepting me, maybe not as a friend but as a partner. Monoma smiled and said. Monoma, it's not enough. No. Midoriya. Izuku, I'll show you that we'll become great friends. Monoma, I want to see it with my own eyes and also. Izuku, what? Monoma, we've arrived at our stop. Saying this, they both got off the train and headed to the place of their mission. After completing his mission with Monoma, which I'm too lazy to describe and will just say that it was boring, Izuku had become more friendly with Monoma, but they were still not entirely friends, but rather, good companions. End of flashback. Entering the Class B dorms, Izuku headed to his room to tidy it up as quickly as possible. 2 hours later. After finishing tidying up, he left his room and headed to the common room, where Setsuna was. Izuku, oh, Tokage-san, how are you? Setsuna, Midoriya, you scared me. Izuku, sorry. Setsuna, don't worry, have you finished tidying your room yet? Izuku, that's right, the broccoli affirmed, I decided to wait for the others here, but it seems that someone was already waiting hee. Setsuna, well, my room is very simple and I don't have many things, so I finished tidying it very quickly. Izuku, what advantage do you have? Setsuna, but now, changing the subject, what experience do you have in love? Izuku, why do you ask? Setsuna, the thing is, there's a guy I've wanted to confess my feelings to for a long time, but since I have no experience in that subject, I'm asking you since you had a relationship with Uraka, right? Saying that, Izuku became sad because of how their relationship ended and the deception he suffered. Setsuna, I'm sorry if I made you remember something bad. Izuku, don't worry, it's just that it's still hard for me to accept that my best friend betrayed me with my girlfriend, he said somewhat melancholic, but we have to look to the future and learn from our mistakes to improve, he mentioned, showing a trademark Izuku smile. Seeing that sad face, Setsuna remembered that boy who defended her when she was little and with whom she was in love and she blushed. Flashback. 1. Look guys, a girl with a reptile face, he said mockingly. 2. Yeah, his quirk is probably so weak that it seems like he doesn't have any. Setsuna, enough, she said crying from fear. Wow, it seems someone has energy, surely you want to fight. Setsuna, no, I don't want to fight. Please let me go, she begged, terrified. Silence, bastard, de. At that, the boy directs his hand in the form of a fist towards Setsuna, but it never reached him because of someone. Stop bothering an innocent girl. It seems you're taking advantage of Kachan's absence to act like a hero, right? Deku. Izuku, enough or we'll have to fight, he said bravely, but inside he was dying of nerves. Then let's fight. Immediately the boys launched themselves at Izuku, who reciprocated the fight, but obviously it didn't end well at all. The two boys beat Izuku to the ground. 1. We'd better go, there's nothing to do here anymore. 2. Right, let's go. The two of them leave. Setsuna, I'm so sorry, it's my fault you got hurt, she said through tears of guilt. Izuku, calm down, everything is fine now, do you know why? He asked while standing up. Setsuna, why? Izuku, because I'm here, he said happily and with a smile. Setsuna blushed from the smile and ran to hug the green-haired boy. Setsuna, thank you. Izuku, Dida and Nada, he stuttered and blushed. End of flashback. Izuku, Tokage-san, why is she red? Setsuna, it's nothing, I try to hide my blush. Izuku, okay. At that moment the other students arrived at the classroom and stayed until after dinner. The green-haired man finished dinner and said goodbye to everyone to go to sleep. Izuku's room. Already in his room, Izuku lay down on his bed and said, Izuku, it was a great first day. He mentioned before sleeping, but in his dream he was in the space of One for All. Izuku, how strange, why would I be here? He said to himself before catching sight of a familiar figure. Izuku, All Might? He said in amazement. All Might screamed, then went out to hug him. All Might, hello, Midoriya Shonen. Izuku, crying his head off, I'm sorry All Might, I didn't help you in your last fight and you died because of my incompetence, the green-haired man lamented. Calm down, Shonen, everything's fine. After all, I knew that was going to be my last fight. But at least I'll take All for One to the grave with me, right? Izuku, he laughed sadly and forcedly. Shonen, don't blame yourself, it was my decision to sacrifice myself. Izuku, yes I know but nothing, you had nothing to do with it. Izuku, if I had to see, if only I had been stronger at that time, I wouldn't Texas Smash. All Might shouted, hitting the protagonist, enough, you know. It hurts me to know that my heir is lamenting something that had nothing to do with him. Izuku rubbed his face from All Might's blow, while listening to his idol's wails. Midoriya Shonen, you're the best heir I could have chosen, that will never change. You're a hero. Even before I gave you One for All, you performed acts worthy of a true hero. Your spirit is unbreakable, your soul and heart are those of a hero, you just need to train your body. Never forget that. Always aim high, you'll be prepared for anything that comes. Your whole being is a true hero, and I couldn't be more proud of my successor than I am right now. Izuku, thank you All Might. Well, my time is running out, I just have to say goodbye to you and let you know something. Izuku, what is it? Something evil is coming, something very big and powerful. Something that only you, as the heir to One for All, can stop. But calm down, it's still far from happening, so train and live in peace. I'll let you know when it's near. All Might is slowly fading away. It seems it's time to say goodbye. Izuku, trust me All Might, I will strive to surpass you and become the best hero the world has ever known, he shouted excitedly with tears in his eyes. I already trust you, I'll just tell you. Good luck Midoriya Hero Deku. All Might disappears completely, leaving Izuku motivated and with tears of joy. Midoriya without tears, he is not Midoriya. Day after. Class B was heading to their classroom when Bakugo, Deku, don't forget to get strong no matter what class you're in. Because if you get weak, it wouldn't be fun to beat you anymore. Izuku, calm down Kachan, I'll get so strong that I'll surpass you. After that conversation, those from Class B entered their classroom. Tetsu, I wonder what we'll do this year? Honanuki, the recommendation student, surely Sensei will tell us what will happen. Kendo, it's interesting to know what's new. Kodai, Itsuka is right. Pony, Midoriya, what do you think will happen? Izuku, and no it's not Torai-san, he said timidly, is very close, whisper. Ibara, Izuku sit next to me, jealous of Izuku and Pony's closeness. Izuku, of course Ibara-chan, he said blushing to Ibara. Then Vlad King enters and everyone sits in their places, but Monoma starts talking. Monoma, sensei? Getting Vlad's attention, what are we going to do again this year? Vlad, first Monoma will explain what we will do today and tomorrow I will explain the rest, understood? Monoma, hi. Vlad, all right. What we're doing today is a class presidential re-election. Setsuna, what do you mean? Vlad, I mean, they have to re-elect their class leaders, whether they're the same freshmen or new ones. But the difference is that they have to elect a counselor, who will be in charge of supporting the president and vice president in their decision-making. Shishida, I think Kendo-san should remain class president. Tetsu, me too. Yanagi, hi. Vlad, everyone agrees, the students nod, okay, Itsuka Kendo will remain the class president. Now elect a vice president. Ibara, I propose Midoriya Izuku as class vice president. Everyone except Vlad and Ibara, what? Izuku, why me? Ibara, because you are a good leader and a good companion, and last year you were the president of Class A, even if it was for noon, but you were. Kendo, I think the same as Ibara-san, you are very friendly and I am sure you will be a great vice president. Tetsu, I think so too. Pony, true. Monoma. You'll do well Midoriya. At that point everyone starts to support and elect Midoriya as vice president of Class B. Vlad, then it's decided, Izuku Midoriya is the new class vice president. At the end of the classes, Kendo and Midoriya, calling the two, will choose the advisor. The aforementioned talk to each other and Kendo speaks after talking. Kendo, Midoriya and I have opted for Nato Monoma, due to his record as a student and the emotional and moral support he has given to the class. Vlad, Monoma, do you accept? Monoma, hi sensei. Vlad, and with this we have Itsuka Kendo, Izuku Midoriya and Nato Monoma as the class authorities. Meanwhile in Class A. Kaminari, why is sensei taking so long? Yaoyorozu, he's probably busy with something important. Ida, yes, after all we are at UA, no teacher is less professional than another, but I hope Ashawa sensei can explain his lateness to us. Uraka, Tukun. She said in a tone that would deafen a dog, you are so disciplined and intelligent. Bakugo, silence round face, you'll make me deaf if you keep this up. Ida, calm down Bakugo, I ask you to leave my girlfriend alone and not insult her. Bakugo, so you want me to leave round face alone huh? Ida, yes please. Bakugo, I will, surprising everyone, when you beat Deku in a fight. Kirishima, ha ha ha, that was good Bakugo. Ida, yes, you will be, clenching his fist. Ashawa, take a seat, they enter the room. In that all the students settle. Ida, sensei? Why did it take so long? Ashawa, it's none of your business. If I told him to fall asleep, they'd kill me, the caterpillar said and thought. Ashawa, but now the important thing is that we have to elect the hall authorities again. They can choose the same ones from last year or new ones. Mina, I think Ida and Yao Momo are fine, everyone nods except the named ones. Ashawa, then the same ones will continue. I almost forgot. You also have to choose an advisor. Ida, I propose Ochako Uraka. Yaoyorozu, Mitashato Todoroki. Bakugo, if the nerd was still here I would choose him. Sero, but Midoriya went to Class B. Bakugo, that's why I said, if the nerd would still be here. Ashawa, then we'll vote between Uraka and Todoroki. 80% of the room voted for Todoroki. Ashawa, so Todoroki will be the homeroom advisor. By the way, Shinso will be coming to Class A starting tomorrow. Ring the bell. Ashawa, classes are over. With Izuku. Vlad, classes are over, go to your dorms. Class B, hi sensei. Ibara, Izuku. Izuku, yes Ibara-chan? Ibara, would you help me with something in my room? With a slight blush at the honorific. Izuku, sure, see you in your room. Ibara, thank you, leaves. Kendo, don't do anything wrong, in a mischievous voice. Izuku, K Kendo-san normal p think, blushing. Kendo, it seems the vice president is a bit shy. Izuku, hee hee, I think everyone thinks that about me. Kendo, I think you are someone strong and brave when you put your mind to it. Izuku, thank you, President. Kendo, you're welcome. 30 minutes later. Knock knock knock. Ibara, yes? Izuku, it's me Ibara-chan. Ibara, Izuku comes in, opens the door. Ibara's room was filled with plants, mostly ferns. But if you looked closely, there was a nightstand next to her bed, with a book on top that read, the Bible. Ibara, you think my room is a bit weird, right? Izuku, no, although it is not normal to see so many plants in a room, it is interesting and curious. Ibara, thanks Izuku. Izuku, well, what did you need me for Ibara-chan? Ibara, blushing, I needed help watering my plants. Izuku, hee, well it's better to start so we can finish before dinner. Ibara, yes, it's better to start. After that, the green-haired men began to water the plants while they talked among themselves for hours about anecdotes from their lives. Ibara, ha, I didn't think Bakugo would dress up as a flower for a play. Izuku, don't tell him I told you or he'll kill me. With Bakugo. Bakugo, because I feel like killing Deku. Back with Izuku. Izuku, well I think we're done. Ibara, yes, it seems so. Ibara. I know. Izuku, what do you mean Ibara-chan? Ibara, how to reward you for helping me. Izuku, no need. Ibara, if necessary, after all you are my best friend. Izuku, well, what is it? Ibara, this. Saying this, Ibara approached Izuku's cheek and then kissed it. Izuku, Ibara-chan, why did you do that? Ibara, because you are special to me, she said blushing. Izuku, well, thanks, Ibara-chan, blushing. Ibara, you're welcome. Izuku, I think I'll go to my room now. See you later, Ibara-chan. Ibara, goodbye Izuku-kun. Izuku retires. Ibara, I don't know why Uraka cheated on you, but if I can make you fall in love with me, I swear I'll never cheat on you and I'll love you with all my heart. I just hope you can love me back, Izuku-kun, she said determinedly to herself. Ibara, after all, you are my hero, Izuku. 1 week before the holidays. In the UA dining halls, we observed a duo of green-haired people chatting with each other. Ibara, I didn't know you liked katsudon so much. Izuku, hee, I always liked it since I was little. Ibara, I should have guessed. Izuku, but it seems you really like salad, right? Ibara, I really like plants and vegetables, that's why I prefer salads, she said embarrassed. Izuku, Ibara-san? Ibara, yes Izuku-san? Izuku, you're religious, aren't you? Ibara, yes. My family is and therefore it was instilled in me since I was little, but why do you ask? Izuku, well, every now and then I saw you praying so I had a doubt. Ibara, yeah. Izuku, looks like the break is about to end. Ibara, yes, it seems so. Izuku, but now that I think about it, you haven't given me your number. Ibara, eh? She said blushing. Izuku, what I mean is that since we're friends, it's normal for us to talk to each other often, so I thought we should exchange numbers. Ibara, well now I understand, so here it is. She hands him a sheet of paper with a number, here it is. Izuku, thanks, takes out a piece of paper with his number, here is mine. Ibara, thank you. During the holidays. Call between Gran Torino and Midoriya. GT, hey brat. Izuku, hi. GT, there is no training today due to a personal matter, so do not come to my house for today and possibly tomorrow. Izuku, understood, thanks for letting me know. End of call. Izuku, well then what will I do all afternoon? Incoming call. Izuku, hello? Ibara, it's me Izuku-san, Ibara. Izuku, Ibara-san, what do you want? Ibara, well. What happens is that there is a plant exhibition in the capital and I thought about going with company. And I thought going with you would be a good idea. Izuku, of course I'd like to go with you, after all I have the afternoon free. Ibara, thanks for accepting, then I'll see you this way hash. Izuku, well, see you there. Ibara, see you later. At that point the call was cut off and the green-haired ones began to prepare for their departure. In the afternoon/exhibition of exotic plants. Ibara, thank you for joining me Izuku-san. Izuku, You're welcome, but you can just call me Izuku, that's all. Ibara, I'll do it if you tell me by another honorific other than San. Izuku, well. How are you, Ibara-chan? Ibara, it's okay, she said, blushing. Izuku, then let's go in. Ibara, hi. Upon entering, they were speechless by the amount of exotic plants that could be seen. It was simply a jungle full of plants of all kinds, orchids, ferns, flowers, grafts, cacti, etc. It should be noted that there was a comical scene between the green-haired men. Ibara, let me go, Izuku. I must have all those plants. The nun exclaimed. Tied up? Izuku, of course not, you should save your money for other things and not spend it on the first thing you see, said the green-haired man holding Ibara, who was tied with some ropes that I don't even know where she got them from. Ibara, I don't care, I love them. They continued like this for a few minutes until Izuku agreed to let him buy a single plant. Ibara, excuse me, sir? How much does this plant cost? She said, showing a fern. Seller, it costs 3,000 yen, miss. Ibara. What? I only have 2,000 yen, she said sadly for not being able to buy it. Well, what can I do? Izuku, here, sir, showing 3,000 yen. Seller, thank you for your purchase. Izuku, you're welcome. Ibara, why did you do that, Izuku? Izuku, because it seemed like you really wanted it, so as a thank you for inviting me, I bought it for you. Ibara, but. Izuku, no buts, that was my intention, so let's keep touring the place. Ibara, okay. The green-haired ones walked around the whole fair until they got bored and left. They both continued walking until they reached a cafe, which they entered because they were hungry. Waitress, good afternoon, what would you like? Izuku, I want a simple coffee and a chicken sandwich. Waitress, understood, and you? Ibara, I want a green tea and a chocolate cake. Waitress, noted. I'll bring you your orders now. She leaves. Izuku, you know. This coffee is really good. Ibara, have you come yet? Izuku, yes. It was on a date with Uraka, he said and got a little depressed. Ibara, I'm sorry if I made you remember something bad. Izuku. Don't worry, that's in the past. Ibara, I don't understand why he cheated on you with Ida. Izuku, it's very simple, who would want to be with someone pathetic and shy like me? Ibara. You're not like that. You're kind and gentle, and when you put your mind to it, you're brave and determined. As long as I've known you, you've never done anything wrong to me or anyone else without reason. You've never seen me in a perverted way like Mineta or Kaminari. You're strong, and I consider you my best friend. Ibara, and to continue, you gave me this fern. No one outside my family had ever done that. Izuku, thank you, Ibara-chan. Ibara, no, thanks to you, Izuku. Just then the orders arrive, but before eating Ibara started praying and Izuku, out of respect, waited for her to finish before starting to eat. Ibara : Amen. Okay, let's eat. Izuku. It's about time. After eating, they both go to the train station to wait for each other's transportation. Ibara, it was a great and fun day, don't you think, Izuku? Izuku, wow, it was. The Ibara train arrives. Ibara, looks like I'm leaving now. Izuku, see you next time, Ibara-chan. Ibara, may God take care of you, Izuku-kun. The two of them hug each other, but it didn't last long because Ibara walked away towards her train. Inside the train. Ibara, why is my heart beating so fast? Is it because of the hug? Or because of Izuku? The nun thought while blushing. After Ibara left the station, Izuku stayed waiting for his train, but while he waited he watched the news through a television at the station. Izuku, I think it was better if I kept some money to take a taxi. News: in the latest developments in the world of heroes, the heroine Mount Lady and the hero Kamui Woods have been starting a romantic relationship since last week. Izuku, if those two had children, what quirks would they have? Would it be one of size increase like their mother, or one related to the growth of plants around their body like their father, or a combined one, like a kind of quirk that allowed to modify the size of the plants, or... He continued muttering about the possible quirks of the possible children of the heroic couple. News: breaking news, a Route C train was intercepted and detained by two unidentified villains. Izuku, that was the train line Ibara had gone on, but it can't possibly be the same train. News: The two unidentified villains appear to possess a quirk that nullifies other quirks, similar to that of the hero Eraser Head. Izuku, a peculiarity similar to Ashawa Sensei's? News: according to the train departure history, the stopped train should have left the last station about 15 minutes ago. Izuku: okay, this is too much of a coincidence, it's the time that passed since Ibara left the station. News: it seems that they have all the passengers hostage, but among them all the passengers can be identified a UA student, Ibara Shiozaki, who due to the nullifying quirk is incapacitated. Izuku: Ibara? I must go save the train before things get worse, he said, worried about his friend and heading towards the train. While on the train. Villain 1: hey bro, how long do you think the heroes will take? Villain 2: calm down bro, it's not easy to rob more than 100 people, but without their quirks it's much easier, even that UA student was easy prey. Villain 1: my quirk is incredibly useful for these situations, that UA kid was useless without her quirk. Villain 2: yeah, she didn't even put up a fight. Let's finish looting and get out before the heroes come. Person: they wouldn't do that to an innocent young woman who is unconscious, he said, getting into an attack position. Villain 2: silence. He shouted, throwing a needle, which I believe was due to his quirk, towards the leg of the subject in question. Person: ah! Screamed due to the pain caused by the needle. Villain 2: ha 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 ha, if Anna, a UA student, couldn't beat us, do you think someone like you could? He said mockingly. Villain 1: ha 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 ha. Person 2: you're right, no one here can beat you. Villain: why they say the obvious. Person 2: maybe not us. Villain 1: huh? Person 2: but he does, he said, pointing to the window. Villain 1: what do you mean? Izuku: smash. Izuku shouted, entering through a window, which he broke, and hitting the villain. Villain 2: damn. It was the last thing he said before feigning from a blow from Deku. Izuku: is everyone okay? Person 3: yes, but there is one injured person and one who is unconscious. Izuku: at least I arrived before things got worse. At that, Ibara looks and lifts her off the ground. I was already wondering why you didn't defeat them before I arrived. The police and news crews began to arrive, while an ambulance took the injured person away, but a doctor was treating Ibara. Doctor: she's fine, she was just knocked out. She needs to rest for a few hours and she'll be as good as new. Izuku: that's great. I'll take her home. Doctor: okay. Izuku started carrying Ibara princess style, while activating full cowling at 40%, because it was getting late, but before jumping out he made sure to bring all of Ibara's things, even her fern. After that, he ran off in the direction of Ibara's house. In case you're wondering how he knows her address, well, Ibara had told him at the cafe. It took 15 minutes for them to arrive at Ibara's house, and when they arrived Izuku knocked on the door with difficulty since he was still carrying Ibara. Knock knock knock. Ibara's mother? Yes? Ah, Ibara. She said, worried for her daughter. For the love of God, what happened? Izuku: well. He explained everything that had happened. Ibara, thank you very much for taking care of my daughter, Izuku-san. Izuku: you're welcome Mrs. Shiozaki, after all Ibara is my best friend, I couldn't leave her with those villains. My Ibara, how good that Ibara has a friend like you, who takes care of her like that. Izuku: hee hee, I think I have to go now, good night Shiozaki-san. Ibara: but you should leave my daughter inside first, don't you think? Izuku: I forgot, I'll let her have the couch, okay? Ibara: it's okay. Izuku leaves Ibara on the sofa, I think it's better to go now. Ibara: well, I thank you again for rescuing my daughter, God bless you. Izuku: it's my duty as a hero and Ibara's best friend, you're welcome. Goodbye, he said, leaving the house. At that Ibara wakes up. Ibara: what happened? What am I doing at home? Mom? Ibara: Ibara, it's good that you woke up, a friend of yours rescued you from your train after the villains knocked you out. Ibara: was it Izuku? Ibara: hi. Ibara: I'll thank you later. Ibara: Ibara. Ibara: hi. Ibara: do you like him? Ibara: he's my best friend, nothing more, why do you ask? Ibara: because he seems like a good guy to me, he preferred to go on his own to save you, instead of waiting for the professional heroes, in addition to dropping you off at your house personally after their date. Ibara: it wasn't a date, it was a friend's outing. Ibara, if you say so. Ibara, I'm going to my room now, Mom rests. My Ibara, rest, daughter, may God accompany you in your dreams. Ibara, same to you. Ibara's room. Ibara got ready in her bed and began to pray. Then she lay down on her pillow. Ibara, thank you Izuku for saving me, she said before sleeping. Meanwhile with the green-haired guy. Izuku, damn, I'm 2 hours late, I hope my mom doesn't kill me. Izuku opened the door and looked at his mother with a face between worried and angry. Inko, Izuku, is this time to arrive? She asked with a sweet and dark voice. Izuku, Ka-san-en, he said with great fear. Inko, you better get ready. Izuku, eh? Run Izuku, run. Izuku, ah. The green-haired boy screamed from the beating he received from his mother. After leaving Ibara's room, Izuku was heading to his room, but was intercepted by his partner Kendo. Kendo, Midoriya, I need you to accompany me to a meeting of class presidents, vice presidents, and advisors. Izuku, sure, wait for me to change, okay? Kendo, okay, I'll see you in the main hall in 15 minutes, I'll go find Monoma. Izuku, understood. Kendo is leaving. Izuku, being vice president is very troublesome, why did I accept it? He said to himself as he went to his room. Main hall of the dormitories, 15 minutes later. Monoma, boy, did Kendo make us change quickly, huh? Izuku, hi, I never thought they would call a meeting at almost 8 at night, by the way, I forgot to say that Izuku left Ibara's room at 7:30. Kendo, guys, we have to go now. Izuku, hi. Monoma, understood. The three of them left the dormitories of Class B, to head to the UA auditorium. UA auditorium. Vlad, guys, it's good that you're here, go sit on that side, he said pointing to a central part of the auditorium. Kendo, hey sensei. Come on guys. Monoma, here we go. Izuku, I wonder what's going on. 5 minutes later. The auditorium was almost full, except for the 2A class, which was running late. But then the principal appeared and said, Nezu, thank you for meeting quickly. I'm sorry this meeting is so rushed, but it's necessary to implement a mechanism we believe is best for the institution. However, we have to wait until 2A class to start. Any president, I find it offensive that they take too long. Any president, and you can say that, they are supposed to be the best class of this generation. Monoma, Midoriya, what do you think happened? Whisper. Izuku, they were most likely notified later than we were. Kendo, it could be. Meanwhile the teachers were talking among themselves. Vlad, Ashawa, didn't you tell your class about the meeting? Ashawa, no. I told them after the director informed us about this meeting. Vlad, then why are they taking so long? Ashawa, I don't know. As if by magic, the Class A managers appeared. Ida, sorry for the delay, there were a few problems and we were delayed. Todoroki, speak for yourself, since I was already ready and we had to wait for you. Yaoyorozu, true. Monoma, ha 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 ha, the best class has the worst president, how ironic, don't you believe? Kendo, boss to Monoma, threatening with a fist. Monoma, okay, no need for violence. Nezu, since we are all gathered, we can start this meeting, he said, drawing attention. Nezu, okay, the teachers and I were thinking about improving student coexistence and camaraderie. We've decided to make teams made up of 3 students, so we asked for your opinions and contributions. Ida, I think it's a good idea, but don't you think it's a bit rushed to make the teams at the beginning of the year? Izuku, I think the same. I'd prefer this team thing to be done in 1 or 2 weeks, so it wouldn't be too rushed. It would also help better form the teams, taking into account the strengths and weaknesses of each student in each class, rather than generalizing. Don't you think so? Kendo, I support the idea. Yaoyorozu, I think it's very convenient. Any president, likewise. At that all the presidents and advisors agreed to the idea. Nezu, then it's decided, you can leave now. All the presidents, vice presidents and advisors left for their respective bedrooms. Monoma, hey Midoriya, the opinion you gave was incredible. Kendo, it was very clever and mature of you. Izuku, I just gave my opinion on what I thought was best for all of UA and it seems they accepted it with great pleasure. Monoma, hee hee, sometimes your modesty surpasses your strength, and by far I would say. Kendo, hey, aren't those Ida, Yaoyorozu and Todoroki? The appointees are approaching. Ida, hey bastard, why did you interrupt me? I was going to say the same thing as you and much better. Monoma. Shut up and stay away from our vice president, you boasty bastard of the class. Yaoyorozu, I ask you not to insult our president like that, right Todoroki-kun? Todoroki, don't involve me. Kendo, please class A, go your way and leave us alone. Izuku, no problem Kendo. Ida, is that Ochako-chan's replacement? Is that your new girlfriend? I'm sure that's the only reason you're the vice president of that class. Kendo, so what if I am? I exclaimed blushing and determined. Izuku's mind, what Ida, I don't believe you, prove it. Kendo, oh okay why he said nervously, this is enough he said before kissing Izuku on the cheek. Monoma, what the fuck me? Am I made or what? Izuku, well, let's go, shall we? Those from Class B retreat leaving a furious Ida, a shocked Yaoyorozu and still Todoroki proud of his friend. Todoroki, it's good that he's already surpassed Uraka. Class B dormitories. Monoma, I think I'm going to sleep, rest. Kendo/Izuku, see you tomorrow. Kendo, I think I'm leaving now. Izuku, Kendo? Kendo, yes? Izuku, why did you do it? Kendo, because I don't like someone in my class being bothered, and it was the only way to get out of that situation peacefully. Izuku, I appreciate it Ken, Itsuka-san. Kendo, eh? She said blushing. Izuku, I'm sorry if I bothered you. Kendo, it doesn't bother me, but it's weird that they call me by my name. Izuku, well see you tomorrow. Kendo, rest Izuku. Day after. Vlad, guys, today I'm going to give you a research paper about a random country. Class B, hi sensei. Vlad, this task will be done in pairs. The teams will be Kendo and Shishida. Monoma and Yanagi and Setsuna. Tetsu and Komori. Midoriya and Tsunotori. He continued calling out the teams until he finished and said that a representative from each team would take a piece of paper with a country written on it. Monoma, sensei, why is my team of 3? Vlad, because you will make the country greater, Russia. Monoma, okay. Vlad, the representative of Midoriya and Tsunotori's team comes to pick up the country that corresponds to him. Izuku, I'm going Tsunotori-san. Pony, okay. Izuku takes a paper that says United States. Vlad, they got an easy one for their group. Pony, of course, because I come from there. Vlad, well, those who already have their topic can leave. Those who already have their theme, hi. Pony, Midoriya. Izuku, hi? Pony, I believe that we should gather together to do the job. Izuku, Tsunotori-san, you're bad at Japanese, aren't you? He said, and Pony nodded sadly, then I will speak English when we are talking. Pony, do you know English? Izuku, well, I have a friend who lives in the United States, cough cough Melissa cough cough, and since we talk through the internet, I've gotten used to the language. Pony, how good. Izuku, then I'll see you in your room after lunch, okay? Pony, hi, but tell me by my name, I like it more. Izuku, okay Pony-san. Pony, a little blushed, thanks you Izuku. After finishing classes, Izuku went to have lunch so he wouldn't get hungry while he did his work with Pony, but our green-haired boy started to reason before going to the American's room. Izuku, now that I think about it, I haven't talked to Pony unless I'm talking to everyone at once. This could be a chance to talk and learn more about her, plus I can ask her about her quirk. He said before sitting down to eat. 15 minutes later. Izuku, it was delicious, but it's time for me to go talk to Pony, he said, while having a plate with traces of katsudon in front of him. Pony's room. Knock knock knock. Pony, yes? Izuku, it's me, Midoriya, it's me, Midoriya. Pony, ah, Midoriya passes, Midoriya passes. Izuku, thanks you. Pony, no problem. Izuku, well we have to start work. Pony, hi. Izuku, since you are from the United States, it will be easier to work. Pony, clear. Izuku, and what do you know about there? Pony, the basics, what any citizen knows. Izuku, takes out a notebook, tell me everything. Pony, okay, size, pay a lot of attention, pay a lot of attention. If you want to read everything Pony said, in great detail, go to Wikipedia, and there's all the information mentioned by the blonde. 2 hours later. Izuku.exe stopped working. Pony, huh? Midoriya? Izuku. Pony, Midoriya? Said abruptly, moving the broccoli. Izuku. Pony, Midoriya. Izuku, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Pony, what happened? Izuku, I was surprised by everything you said. Pony, huh? Izuku, what I mean is, you said you only knew the basics, so I didn't expect you to have all that information stored in your head. Pony, embarrassed, sorry. Izuku, don't worry, the same thing happens to me when people ask me about heroes and quirks. Pony, what do you mean? Izuku, one day in elementary school, a teacher, wait, I forgot to say it in English. Pony, calm down, that's how I get used to Japanese. Izuku, okay, what happened is that a teacher asked us to explain the history, development and evolution of quirks. Pony, okay. Izuku, on the day of the presentation, my classmates took 30 minutes at most, while I. Pony, while you? Izuku, well. If you take into account that the day has 24 hours, classes started at 8 in the morning, I was the last to present, I presented at around 11 in the morning, and classes ended at 2 in the afternoon, and I finished at 5 in the afternoon. Pony, 3,2,1.
Pony, ha 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 ha.
Izuku stood in a corner of the room with a depressive aura, muttering things about I expected this, I'm weird among other equally weird things. Pony, hey, calm down, you have to admit it was funny. Izuku, hee hee, well you're right. Pony, you know. Sometimes I think you're bipolar. Izuku, huh? Pony, what I want to say is that sometimes you can be very shy, but sometimes you can be very brave and heroic. Izuku, I see. And which version of me do you prefer? Pony, eh? Well, I like both. Izuku, I don't understand. Pony, I like how shy you can be, since it's funny and I remember a bit to me, but I also like your heroic version, since you become brave and look like you in All Might. In short, I like your personality, whether heroic or shy. Pony, also, your quirk seems very powerful. Izuku, hee hee, thanks for thinking that about me, although I think you overestimate me. Pony, of course not. Izuku, well. You seem like a nice person to me. Pony, ahh? She said, blushing. Izuku, eh? No, I don't mean that you're pretty. I mean you are, but I was referring to your way of being. Pony, explain me. Izuku, you are a happy person in most situations, you are also funny and I consider you a good person, despite not knowing each other very well. Pony, thanks Midoriya. Izuku, no way. You spoke in Japanese. Pony, well. With the conversation we had, it helped me speak the language better. Izuku, how fast you learn. Pony, hee hee. Izuku, it's already 5 in the afternoon, how about we move forward with the information we have and improve it throughout the week? After all, the report is due next week. Pony, sounds good to me. Izuku, and by the way, I'll help you with the language so you can get used to it. Pony, thank you Izuku-kun. Izuku, it seems like it's becoming fashionable to call me by my name, since Ibara, Itsuka and you already call me by my name. Pony, well, I think it's cute, she said blushing. Izuku, then, let's get to work, he said taking out his notes with everything Pony said. Pony, it's okay. A week after Izuku's visit to Pony to complete his project, during which the two got along very well, the students of Class B presented their projects on the countries. On Monday morning, Class B was getting ready for school, until Kendo, sensei, what are you doing here? Vlad, I have to inform you that there are no classes today and tomorrow due to a last-minute fumigation. Shishida, what exactly happened sensei? Vlad, student Koji Koda was practicing his animal control quirk on some very dangerous insects, then during his training he lost control of the insects. After that, the insects spread throughout the facilities. But luckily they did not enter the dorms. Monoma, and why don't they use the student's quirk to collect the insects? Vlad, because when the insects got out of control, they bit young Koda and he had to be hospitalized. Fortunately he was treated in time and did not cause worse damage. Izuku, I'm glad Kota-kun is okay. Vlad, that would be all, remember not to cause trouble on your days off. Setsuna's room. Setsuna narrates. Since I met Izuku, wait, since when did Izuku tell him? Well, it doesn't matter, I feel different when I see him, but, why? Do I like him? The only boy I fell in love with was that boy from elementary school. Although I admit he has a good physique and personality, but why is it that I blush when I see him smile? Setsuna, now that I think about it, why don't I remember the boy's name? Could it be because of the blow to the head I got while practicing my quirk? Setsuna, hee, I remember when he explained about the evolution of quirks and we left 3 hours after the departure. Flashback. Setsuna, hey cousin, your presentation took you a long time, Setsuna told him. Izuku, I think I said too little, I had to summarize everything I initially planned to say. Setsuna, if you said more, even the teacher would go to sleep. Izuku, hee. Setsuna, it's strange that you're so fascinated by quirks. Izuku, I think that never developing a quirk generated a gigantic curiosity in me about how quirks are, develop and evolve. Setsuna, I think you should have been the one born with quirk, not Bakugo's helpers. Izuku, hee, but without help from them, we would never have met. Setsuna, Baka, always seeing the positive side of things, she said pouting. Izuku, I think you should keep that smile of yours, showing a smile, you look prettier like that, don't you think? Setsuna blushed. Setsuna, Baka. Izuku, but this Baka is your little cousin, right? Setsuna, hee. End of flashback. Setsuna, it was very funny. He starts to cry. Setsuna, because my parents had to take that job. Flashback. Izuku, so you're leaving. Setsuna, hi, she said very depressed. Izuku, then, thank you. Setsuna, huh? Izuku, thank you for being my best friend, thank you for supporting me and encouraging me whenever I was down, thank you for being my little cousin. Setsuna, you're welcome, and thank you for saving me when we first met, thank you for being my best friend and my little cousin, and this is my way of thanking you. Izuku, what the? He was interrupted. Setsuna. Izuku, Setsuna? Why did you do that? We are still 10 years old, we are too young for that. Setsuna, that's how I made sure that no one but me would take away your first kiss. Setsuna, well. Goodbye Izuku-kun, thanks for being my hero, she said through tears as she ran away. Izuku, you're welcome Setsuna-chan. End flashback. Setsuna. Wiping away tears at the memory, Midoriya and my little cousin are very similar in their attitude, so much so that I would say they are brothers, but, why does Midoriya tell me something that has to do with him? I know. This way I will also clarify why I feel this way about Midoriya. Supper time. Kendo, who cooked dinner today? Tetsu, it was my brother Midoriya. Izuku, hi, I was the one who prepared it. Class B, good, another feast, thanks Midoriya. Izuku, it's nothing. Pony, Izuku, who taught you to cook so well? Izuku, I learned on my own, because sometimes my mother left me alone in the house, I had to learn to cook or I would starve to death. Monoma, how funny, wait, Pony is speaking fluent Japanese. Class B, it's true. Kendo, how did you learn to speak Japanese so quickly? Pony, author, because I was too lazy to write all of Pony's phrases in English, Izuku-kun taught me during our research war. Ibara, so Izuku-kun taught you, she said jealously. Pony, hey, he taught me. Any problem, Ibara? Ibara, no problem Pony. While this titanic fight was going on, Izuku was in the middle of the two. Izuku, help me. Tetsu, be a brave soldier, he said it in a military uniform. Setsuna arrives. Yanagi, at the time you arrive Setsuna. Setsuna, I'm sorry Reiko, I fell asleep, but changing the subject, do you know where Midoriya is? Yanagi, it's over there, he said pointing to Ibara and Pony's fight. Setsuna, huh? Izuku, girls, how about we finish dinner, okay? Ibara, not until the American apologizes for calling you Izuku-kun. Pony, why should I? They continued like this until. Setsuna, hey, Midoriya, can you come here please? He said pointing to the kitchen. Izuku, of course, he said heading to the kitchen. Izuku, what do you want Tokage-san? Setsuna, first tell me Setsuna, and second I wanted to ask you something. Izuku: okay, Setsuna-san. Setsuna, I wanted to ask you if you can go out with me tomorrow afternoon, since we are free. Izuku: Edo, of course, why not? This will help us get to know each other better. Setsuna: thanks for accepting, I'll wait for you at the main gate at 2 p.m. okay? Izuku: okay. One day after what happened in Pony's room/Class B hall. Ibara: Izuku-kun, how is your work with Pony going? Izuku: it's going well, but we only collected the data we need, we're only going to start working for real today. Ibara: hee hee. Izuku: which country did you get, Ibara-chan? Ibara, blushing: I got Italy, with manga. Izuku: how ironic, the Vatican is right there, isn't it? Ibara: hey, I'm very excited and interested in this job, after all, I'm going to study about the city of God, she said excitedly, with little stars in her eyes. Izuku: hee hee. Pony: Izuku. Izuku: ah. Oh hello Pony. Pony: hello, you too Ibara. Ibara: hey? Pony, are you speaking Japanese? Pony: I still can't speak very fluently, she said embarrassedly. Izuku: but for that, I will help her while we do the report, he said, bringing his hand closer to Pony's forehead. Pony: hi, he affirmed, shaking hands with Izuku. Ibara: jealous? Ahem. Izuku: are you joining me for lunch? Izuku: of course, Ibara-chan. Okay, Pony-san, see you later for work. Pony: okay, see you later Izuku, and Ibara: okay, see you later Izuku, and Ibara leaves. Ibara: since he's gone, let's go to EA. Kendo: Izuku, I need you to come with me. Vlad-sensei is urgently calling us. So let's go. She exclaimed and grabbed the green-haired boy by the arm and dragged him with her. Izuku: ah, see you later Ibara, he shouted as he moved away from Ibara. Ibara: sigh Ibara, what did God do for you to try to take Izuku away from me? She asked, kneeling down to start praying, muttering things about being allowed to spend more time with Izuku. Vlad: I see you arrived quickly. Kendo: hi, but I think we should wait for Midoriya to recover. Izuku was fainted due to the inhuman speed Kendo had when coming here, eh? Are we there yet? Kendo: hi. Vlad: ahem, getting the attention of both. Since you are both here, I can tell you that the teams that were discussed in the last meeting will be formed for next week. Izuku: I see. But why do you need us? Vlad: because I need you to inform your colleagues about this, but besides that I need something else. Kendo: what is it? Vlad: Midoriya. Izuku: hi. Vlad: take this to Class A, hands him an envelope, and inform them about the teams, since Ashawa has gotten sick and asked me to tell her class, but I'm going for a medical checkup, so I need you to do it for me. Izuku: hi sensei. Kendo: I'll go and tell our teammates, with your permission I'll leave. Izuku: me too. Class A. Bakugo: how boring. Kirishima: it's true, it's too bad that Ashawa-sensei got sick. Todoroki: the strangest thing is that he attended when he had broken his entire body, but now he is missing due to a minor illness. Ida: be quiet. Even though sensei is not here, we must demonstrate the greatness of UA by maintaining order in class. Uraka: I-kun, you are so strict and cute, she screamed, leaving the whole class deaf. Bakugo: shut up round face. Knock knock knock. Ida: Kaminari opens the door. Kaminari: hi, opens the door. Izuku: hi. Kaminari: Midoriya? Izuku: hello, I came to deliver an envelope and tell you something. Ida: how they underestimate us to send a vice president instead of a president to communicate something to us. Izuku: here, hands him the envelope, and since you don't want me to communicate it, I'll tell you so you can do it. Ida: tell me quickly. Izuku: the teams agreed upon in the last meeting will be formed for next week. That would be all, I'm leaving. Ida: it's good that he's gone. Uraka: that useless guy can't compare to you, I-kun. Bakugo: that useless guy defeated your boyfriend like it was nothing. Kirishima: also, he's a class vice president, which makes him superior to you in terms of authority. Uraka: who do you support, your companions, or is it useless? Todoroki: I'd rather be with Midoriya. Kirishima: being with Deku bro is 1,000 times better. Bakugo, I'd rather fight with Deku's bastard than be with a bunch of extras. In the afternoon/pony room. Pony, it's interesting, I didn't know my country had so many laws, he said while reading an article about the laws of the United States. Izuku, and that varies depending on the state in which it is applied. Pony, I think we should finish for today. Izuku, yes, it's better if we continue tomorrow. Pony, you know. Izuku, what? Pony, we have to hand in the work on Friday, and at the rate we're going we'll finish it on Wednesday. How about Thursday afternoon we go out for a walk and have some fun? Izuku, wow. Pony, huh? Izuku, that's the longest sentence in Japanese I've ever heard you say. Pony, I have a good teacher. Izuku, and I'm a good student, and of course I'm going with you on Thursday. Pony, thank you Izuku-kun. Izuku, you're welcome, Pony-chan. Wednesday. The duo of colleagues were finishing their research work. Pony, it's almost over. Izuku, it was easier because you were from there, right? Pony, I think so, hee hee. Izuku, we just need to write the bibliographies and conclusions. Pony, that's the most boring part, complaining. Izuku, but it still has to be done. Pony, well, wait, I know. Izuku, I don't understand. Pony, I know where we can go tomorrow. Izuku, where? Pony, we can go shopping at the mall, buy something while we're at it, and have lunch or dinner there. What do you think? Izuku, good idea, but let's finish the job first. Pony, yes. Izuku, then let's get to work. Thursday/breakfast time. The main hall of Class B was full, and the students were eating breakfast as quickly as possible due to a small detail. Kendo, Shishida-san, we have to hurry to finish the job. Shishida, calm down, President, we have all day to do it, let's eat breakfast peacefully. Monoma, you guys have plenty of time, after all, you didn't get a country that is 45 times bigger than ours. Said eating at speeds comparable to Naruto eating ramen. Setsuna, Monoma is exaggerating, we just need a few details, she said relaxed. Yanagi, if half the work is just a few details. We're just missing a few details, nothing more. Tetsu, Komori and I are just missing the conclusion, right Komori? Komori, hi. Tetsu, hey Midoriya. Izuku, yes? Tetsu, why are you so calm? Don't tell me the job is already done. Pony, yes, we've finished the job, I affirm, leaving everyone surprised. Izuku, and that makes me remember something, Kendo. Kendo, what do you need Midoriya? Izuku, Pony and I are going out to the mall, we'll be back around dinner time or earlier. Kendo, okay, I'll let sensei know. Izuku, thank you, Bose. 11A.M./main gate. Izuku was waiting for Pony for her outing to the mall, and he was dressed like this. Izuku, what time will Pony come? I hope it doesn't take too long. Hee hee, that reminds me of something. Flashback. Izuku, Uraka-chan, how much longer? We'll be late for our date. Uraka, there's not much left Deku-kun, wait for me 5 minutes. Izuku, okay. 30 minutes later. Uraka, ready Deku-kun.
Izuku, Z.
Uraka, Deku-kun. Izuku, I already woke up. Uraka, are we leaving now? Izuku, sure, Uraka-chan. End flashback. Izuku, hee hee, he said with a half-sad face. Pony, Izuku, I'm here. Izuku, eh. Ah Pony-san, it's good that you didn't take too long. Pony, sorry if I took a while, I was just looking for something that looked good on me. How do I look? He asked. Izuku, you look very cute Pony-chan. Pony, blushing, C-chan? Izuku, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. Pony, I like it. Izuku, that's good, then let's go. Pony, hi Izuku-kun. Shopping center/food court/lunch. Pony, sugoi, everything looks so delicious, said looking at the food stalls. Izuku, how about we have lunch first? Pony, of course, you read my mind. Izuku, how about at the stand over there, pointing to a food stand, there's more variety. Pony, sounds good to me. Salesman, hello, how can I help you? Pony, I want a grilled salmon. Izuku, I want a katsudon. Salesperson, okay, we'll serve you right now, please take a seat. Izuku/Pony, okay. In the seats. Izuku, I didn't know you liked fish, Pony-chan. Pony, it's not that I like it, but salmon contains a lot of keratin, and this favors my quirk. Izuku, I see. I think that quirks that depend on a nutrient are a double-edged sword. Pony, why do you say that? Izuku, because the more they produce or consume the nutrient they require, the more efficient the quirk will be, but for the same reason they are very tied to how much of this nutrient is in the person's diet, and that makes them limited. That is, if, for example, Tetsu doesn't eat enough iron, his quirk will be weaker and less durable than normal, but if he consumes a lot of it, his quirk will last longer and be more efficient. Pony, hee hee. Izuku, what's funny? He said, confused by his friend's reaction. Pony, I just find it funny how much curiosity and knowledge you have about quirks. Izuku, I find quirks super interesting, maybe it's their variety or their evolution over the years or just because I'm very curious, who knows? Pony, hee hee. Seller, Midoriya and Tsunotori's order is ready. Izuku, I'll go get the orders. Pony, okay, I'll wait for you here. Izuku, leaves. Pony, sometimes her kindness surpasses her strength, and by far. Izuku, I'm back. Pony, yee, let's eat. The duo spent the time eating and talking about anything that had happened to them, such as their workouts, their hobbies, their favorite things, and more. 1 p.m. Izuku, I'm done, he said, pointing to an empty plate. Pony, same me, same action. Izuku, how about we go to that bookstore we saw at the entrance? Pony, I think I might buy a book in Japanese to improve my reading of the language. Izuku, and I'm going to see something that interests me. Pony and Izuku walked to the bookstore, and while on the way they talked. Pony, Izuku-kun? Izuku, hi. Pony, maybe this bothers you a little, but what was your relationship with Uraka like? Izuku, sighs, I don't think I was a good boyfriend. Pony, why? Izuku, if he had been a good boyfriend, he wouldn't have cheated on me with Ida. He started to put a sad face, but I hope she's happy with Ida. I only want her happiness, be it with me or with someone else, because the job of a hero is to put the happiness and well-being of the people above yours, no matter what the situation is, because that is my dream, to be a hero in which people can place their hopes and joys, to be a hero who no matter the evil or danger in front of him can smile at others. I will be the best hero no matter the danger and difficulty that the position entails, he swore with a smile. I will be a hero to protect my loved ones like you, Pony-chan. Pony was moved by the green-haired man's speech, by his dream and his goals, his ambition. She could only say the following. Pony, thank you for worrying about me, I will help you in whatever way I can, Izuku-kun, because that's what friends do. Izuku, thanks Pony. They arrived at the bookstore and bought their respective books. Pony bought a book about curiosities of Japan and Izuku bought a book about fighting and combat styles. After leaving the bookstore they strolled through the mall, but there was nothing that caught their attention, so they decided to walk to the train station to return to UA. Izuku, it's a while until the train arrives. Pony, look, they're building a new train track. Izuku, they're probably doing maintenance on it. At that Izuku feels the call of nature. Pony, wait for me here, I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. He leaves. Pony, okay. 3 minutes later. Pony, will it be long before the train comes? He said, approaching the tracks under repair. At the top of the station, workers were fixing the train tracks, until a beam came loose and fell. Worker. Careful below, the beam is falling, clear the area. Pony, hearing this, could only watch as the beam headed towards her at full speed, and out of fear she could not move. Anyone, careful girl. Pony just waited for the impact, but it never came. Pony, eh? Izuku, one for all, full cooling 40%, exclaimed the green-haired boy, lifting the beam with the force of his quirk. Lowers the beam. Are you okay, Pony-chan? Pony, Izuku said, hugging the green-haired boy tightly and starting to cry. I was afraid of Dai, said through tears. Izuku, I already told you, I will be a hero to protect my loved ones, and you are one of them, he said, reciprocating the hug. Pony, thank you, said in a whisper that only Izuku heard. Izuku, you're welcome, same way. After that scene, the workers apologized, and station security took care of the rest. Izuku received a monetary bonus because his hero license allowed him to work as one, allowing him to receive payments for his services. With the extra money Izuku received, he paid for a taxi to go to UA with Pony. 6 p.m/Class B rooms. Izuku and Pony's companions were worried when they arrived because the incident that occurred at the station was reported on the news, and they showed all their concern when the two arrived. After the companions let them go to their rooms, Izuku accompanied Pony to her room. Izuku, what a fun day, huh? Pony, hee hee. Izuku, well, I'm leaving, bye Pony-chan. Pony, goodbye and thank you very much Izuku-kun, said as Izuku walked away to his room, thank you very much my hero. Tuesday/main gate/2 p.m. With the previous day over, Setsuna prepared for her outing with Izuku. She had asked the green-haired boy to clarify what was causing her heart, since it reminded her of that boy who had supported and saved her as a child. Currently we can see Setsuna waiting for her date while wondering. Setsuna, I wonder if I look okay? Setsuna's look consisted of a light green polo shirt, a jacket that wrapped around her arms, some regular jeans, and white sneakers. Sorry, but I can't describe clothing items. Izuku, Setsuna-san is here. Oh. Setsuna. What's going on? Do I look bad, getting depressed? Izuku, of course not, you look very good, he said blushing a little. He said, you are very pretty as a person and also how you look. Setsuna, thank you, she said the same way. Izuku, hee hee, well. Where do you want to go? Setsuna, I want to go to an area of the city I used to go to when I was little. I haven't been since I moved. So I'd like to go again. Izuku, sure, you decide this afternoon. How do we get there? Setsuna, there are 2 ways, on foot, which takes about 30 minutes, or take train line 2 and get off at station 5. Izuku, that's the line I take to go home and the same station. Maybe we lived close to each other when we were little. Who knows? Setsuna, okay, this is a coincidence, he has the same attitude, he gives me the same feeling of protection and on top of that he lives in the same area where he and I lived. No, this has to be a joke she thought, while she started walking towards the area where she lived. Izuku, looks like we'll be walking, hee hee. Izuku remembered something. Flashback. Izuku, you know cousin, I think we both have something in common. Setsuna, what is it? Izuku, when we start thinking about something, we focus on it, no matter what's going on outside our heads. Setsuna, what do you mean? Izuku, I start muttering. Setsuna, hee hee, you do it so often that it would be strange if you didn't. Izuku, because of that, Izuku stood in a corner with a depressive aura, muttering things about disrespectful cousins. Setsuna, you're exaggerating a lot, she said it with a drop on her head in anime style. Izuku, but you start walking anywhere, he said recovering and mocking at the same time. Setsuna, I'm not going anywhere. My brain is so advanced that it starts walking to a place related to what I think. Izuku, of course, and I have red hair, he mocked. Setsuna, with a sinister aura that would scare All Might and All for One together, so you have red hair, right? Said taking out a hair dye from a place unknown to the author, then you better run. Because if I catch you, I'll leave your hair so red it would humiliate a tomato, getting into position to run. Izuku, I better go, he said as he ran away. End flashback. Izuku, it seems that the two have something in common, he thought, I hope she doesn't have the same attitude as her. I had red hair for 6 months, he said with fear while remembering what his cousin did to him in the past. 30 minutes later. Izuku, Setsuna-san? Touching Setsuna's shoulder. Setsuna, yes? She said, taken out of her thoughts. Izuku, we've been walking for half an hour and haven't spoken to each other. I think it would be better if we talk to get to know each other better. What do you think? Setsuna, sorry, I just had something on my mind that's been bothering me for a while now. Izuku, what's bothering you? Setsuna, it's nothing, stop talking, shouted pointing at a store. Izuku, what he stopped talking when he saw where Setsuna was pointing. Izuku/Setsuna, my favorite ice cream shop. Izuku/Setsuna, eh? It's also your favorite ice cream shop, stop exclamation mark ... Okay, this is weird, stop copying me. Izuku. Setsuna. Izuku/Setsuna, ha 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 ha, the green-haired ones laughed. Izuku, that was funny. Setsuna, you can say that. Izuku, I didn't know you liked this ice cream shop. Setsuna, it's my favorite ice cream shop since I was little, I always came here with a friend of mine. Izuku, what a coincidence, I always came here with a friend, it seems we have something in common, right? Setsuna, hee hee, that's true, how about we get some ice cream? Izuku, I think it's an excellent idea. Setsuna, then let's go, she said as she approached the ice cream shop. Ice cream man, good afternoon, what do you want, young people? Izuku, a mint ice cream. Setsuna, I'll have a strawberry one. Ice cream man. Okay, I'll give it to you right now. Izuku/Setsuna, thank you. The ice cream man serves them the ice cream and the green-haired couple heads off to a park. The two were eating their ice cream peacefully until Setsuna spoke up. Setsuna, this place hasn't changed much since I moved here. Izuku, the only thing that has changed is the ice cream man, before he was an old man. Setsuna, if I remember the old man, he was very kind, sometimes he gave me free ice cream. Izuku, you remind me of my friend I mentioned, she always asked me for money for ice cream and never paid me. But I never asked her back either way. Setsuna, this is already too much of a coincidence, she thought, and why did you never ask for your money back? Izuku, because I didn't need it, and whenever I lent it to her, she showed a beautiful smile, and I would give everything I have to see it. Setsuna, do you like smiles? She asked curiously. Izuku, a person's smile is the most important thing in the world, it means that the joy and security of people is persistent, and I want it to stay that way. That's why I want to be a hero like All Might, a hero who makes people's smiles eternal, also, those who smile no matter what problem they have, are the strongest. Setsuna, you'll be a great hero Izuku, and as your partner, I'll always support you, showing a smile. Izuku, if I already won your smile, I'm closer to reaching my goal, he said returning the smile. Setsuna, hee hee, wait, if I remember correctly there is a park here, right? Izuku, hi, it's 1 block from here, do you want to go? Setsuna, yes, since it's early we can go play there. Izuku, like I said, you're driving this afternoon, so let's go. Setsuna. Hi. The two walked to the park, and upon arriving, Setsuna began to run like a little girl throughout the park, being followed by Izuku who tried to catch up with Setsuna. Setsuna, catch me turtle. Izuku, wait for me. Wait, I can use my quirk. I activate one for all to go faster. Setsuna, if so, activated her quirk and split into parts. Izuku, hey exclamation mark dot 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 so if that's the case, how about this, if I catch you in less than 10 minutes you'll owe me something. Setsuna, okay, but if I win you'll owe me something. Izuku, then, let the show begin. Izuku tried to catch Setsuna, but unfortunately what Setsuna specializes in is evasion due to her quirk, so after 15 minutes Setsuna spoke. Setsuna, looks like I won. Izuku, well, I accept my defeat, what do you want me to do? Setsuna, I'll ask you another time. Now. Let's keep playing. Izuku, okay. They both continued playing catch until they ran out of energy and lay down on the grass to rest. Setsuna. Wow. I didn't think I'd have such a good time. Izuku, there are 2 of us in that idea. Setsuna, yawns, I think I'll sleep a little, curling into Izuku's chest. Izuku, redder than tomato, Setsuna-san. Setsuna, z. Izuku, she fell asleep, well I better rest too, he thought before falling into Morpheus' arms. 5:30 p.m. The green-haired couple woke up to find a rather awkward scene for both of them. It's worth noting that Izuku was on the verge of fainting and Setsuna blushed so much that Kirishima's hair was in humiliation. Setsuna, sorry Izuku, you were just very comfortable. Izuku, and no problem Setsuna, I think it's late, how about we go back? Setsuna, oh of course, trying to get up. Izuku, take my hand, showing his hand. Setsuna, oh okay, taking Izuku's hand. Izuku, how about you get on to get there faster, he said showing his back. Setsuna, hi, thanks. Izuku, why? Setsuna, for such a fun afternoon and for being my pillow. Izuku, he stood in a corner with a depressive aura muttering things about green-haired girls who don't respect, you're welcome, he said with the same depressive aura. Setsuna, hee hee, hugs Izuku from behind to hold on to him. Izuku, okay, let's go. One for all full cowling 40%, jumped. Setsuna, ahhh. Izuku, hold on tight, calm down, I won't let go. He said determinedly. Setsuna, hi, she said blushing. 6 p.m. Setsuna, well, we're here. Izuku, yes. Setsuna, thanks for the outing. Izuku, you're welcome. Setsuna, I'm leaving. Izuku, okay, he starts to walk away. Setsuna, Izuku. Izuku, hi? Setsuna, thank you cousin, runs off to her room. Izuku, eh? Wait, the only one who called me that is, no, but her name was. Izuku, it can't be, he said stunned. Setsuna, says from the Class B rooms, apparently, it's you Izuku, you're my little cousin. You're my hero.